Hello, viewers. I'm SB,
And I'm Amabel.
and welcome back to Avowed, where last time we just read, but today we're here to make things dead. I think, probably.
Repose, a pulse beating out of time. Should it be disturbed?
I'm
Yes.
guessing, yeah. I think probably yes. Oh no, more reading. With this leaving of his precious body, we commemorate our most glorious God with all his saints. Let us commend ourselves and one another and our whole life to Eothas, the Dawn Treader. For this holy house and for those who enter it with faith, reverence, and the fear of our God, we consecrate this temple in his name. Eothas, have mercy on our souls.
Okay, what is the leaving of the body here? Do we have...
Well, I mean, it's a consecration prayer, right? Like, these are burial.
Yeah.
I do believe this is a
Okay.
place where bodies are prepared.
Oh, that makes more sense. When it said leaving of the god's body, I was...
You think about the
I
big
was-
stone one?
Well, no, is
If it weren't for
Is
the
Eothas
creepy
the guy?
oracle and
the same one?
invading
Yeah,
beasts,
it is.
this
I was
place would
thinking
be
of...
kinda nice.
I'm trouble keeping it all straight. I was thinking of more of like a Eucharist situation.
Yeah.
I never understand the rules of that game. They try to teach me, and I can't.
It's like the guy says the thing, and then you open your mouth, and then you lose, and everybody's booing and yelling.
So I was raised
Oop, that's not the right thing.
in a Protestant church, so we did not have it.
Mm-hmm.
But my high school girlfriend was a Catholic girl, and I had her sneak out one of the little Jesus wafers for me.
Yeah.
Doesn't taste like much.
Well, no, it's just
You're not missing much.
just bread if you don't do the magic.
Oh, they did the magic.
Well, no, if it was snuck out to you, unless she is ordained, like the thing that happens is in the moment with the guy hands it to you, and he's got to be the right kind of guy. I don't want to say I said do the magic. I hope that didn't come across as like derogatory. That was not meant to be a
Yeah.
pejorative, but like there is ritual.
No,
There is ritual
Yeah,
that
but-
creates the moment that creates the miracle. I'm not sure what this is supposed to have done, because all it did was modify a thing that's down there that I can't get to anyway. So I'm a little unclear on what I've just electrocuted.
the magic was done, though, is what I'm saying.
No, it was not. I'm telling you that that's not correct.
He did the magic. He placed it in her mouth. Then it ended up in mine.
No, that's
So it's-
not. That doesn't work. Kai, fucking watch your legs. I am working here. See, I'm trying to be like marginally respectful of people's religion, and you are, as always, being a real problem for a broadcaster. Okay. There's two
Sorry.
different locks that have to be toggled to open this up. I see. Well, this is an ornate chest. Sarcophagus, whatever. The skeleton's genitals are made of turquoise. Is that good? Is that a big deal? Turquoise genitals?
I mean,
He was very glowy about it.
yeah. I mean, I
There's the
feel
rope.
like if they're
Can't
turquoise,
be as easy as just grabbing it.
you're not getting enough blood flow.
Or, I mean, I think in this case it's obvious that the root of the turquoiseness would have been the
Seen?
fungal infection here.
No one said anything
Ah.
about tight space.
Kai, just
Yeah, you-
fucking sit down and
got it.
wait for me to finish exploring.
You got to make sure you wash.
Every page of this book has been painted black, except for the very last, which features a large drawing of an unusually ornate key and a note written in the runes of an unknown language. Beneath them, someone has scribbled, "How do their agents keep finding my work? They've already defaced 3 versions of this volume alone. I don't know what they find so objectionable about my theories on the meaning of the godless language, but I'm done rewriting it. You bastards win. No more. The above note has been amended by a more measured hand, likely sometime after the first note was written. I've compared my notes regarding the inscription from Ukaizo with the script on the intact clay tablet in my lab, and realized they share several shapes in common. I may be able to make some headway in translating this, if I can find an expert in the godless. Another amendment follows, but that too has been mostly blacked out. Near the end of the redaction, the paint suddenly runs off the edge of the page, and a splash of blood stains the margins. All you can make out is a pair of shaky sentences, circled several times. Yiz. Could that mean God?
So, I think that's neat. And I understand why it's presented in this way and not like as like a book page with the stuff blacked out, because, you know, it would have to be written in English instead of, you know, the thing where it's being translated to us from whatever language. But whoa. I thought that would have been more impressive if we got to actually see like the different handwriting, and it would have been very striking, I think.
Yeah, I mean, they absolutely could have done that. People do that, right? That's the sort of thing you would expect to see in like a Remedy game. Maybe Remedy would be, I think, more likely to just actually show you the page rather than describing it.
Yeah, I think why they don't do that here is because you would have to imagine that this world has a language that's written like English, with like the English letters and whatnot, and I think that would break immersion for people, I guess.
What? In what way would that be true that it isn't already true with you reading the thing and that's already happening?
The idea with you reading the thing where it's not like the printed document is that it's been translated for you, whereas you're looking at the physical thing. You know, like if you're reading if you're watching Lord of the Rings, like, actually I forgot if the Hobbit writing in Lord of the Rings is just in English or not, so never mind. Forget what I say.
Okay. This looks like a cigar.
A false idol. It waits.
Oh no, that was the relic.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was a cigar.
Main chamber.
Fuck you, skeleton! I still think delivering that downstrike on a jump should do more damage.
Yeah. It should feel a lot juicier.
Well, maybe not juicier.
Oh yeah!
Ah. I like to make my foes shout, "Oh no!" Alright, are we good? Get him, Kai.
Nope.
Bonk. This guy takes a lot of stun damage. He deals a fair amount too. I can't believe that attack. I can't believe that attack didn't land. All right, so I tried my godlike healing tech there, and it did not happen. There's a little bit more build-up time than I was prepared for. I got stuck on the stairs. It's very inconvenient. Alright. Somebody's got to do something about these ranged guys, and it certainly ain't going to be Kai, apparently. I feel like I'm constantly getting hit in the back. Like no matter where I am or what I'm doing, somehow there's always a skeleton running behind me.
Yeah. Oh.
It's a little bit of a frustrating feature of a fight where there are 15 enemies, and they all love it.
Yeah.
They all love to flank. Is like anything I do is accompanied by a thunk. I think like the hammer is maybe just too slow for this kind of combat.
That might be.
I may need to switch to wand and do a lot of running. Like it's fine when the number of targets is relatively low and I can like keep people in front of me most of the time. Also, these stairs are like, they are built to get you caught on them. And the rangers don't do very much damage, but they do interrupt you with their arrows. Like getting thocked with an arrow, even if it does basically no bar, is still very annoying. Okay. Guess what, nerd? Ow. We traded overheads. Okay, see, he's doing a lot of turning in mid-strike, which I cannot... I think is a little unfair. He commits his momentum very thoroughly to a strike, and then it looks like it's missed you, and all of a sudden you take damage anyway. Okay, that time we actually got the healer down fast. I was really hoping that was going to knock him over. Alright, one thing I can rely on is that I'm slightly more mobile than he is. There we go. Stun combo will get it done.
Yeah.
A really frustrating thing about that, about the first attempt, was that I thought I had done enough damage to the skeleton healer to kill it, and it just decided not to be dead instead. Hold on a second, y'all. I apparently over-encumbered myself. I'll be right there. Let's just stash this in camp. We'll break this down. Okay, there we go. Okay, game on. Wow, that didn't push them off the ledge at all? That's disappointing.
Yeah, I would like more push on that.
It does feel like the
Do they not know the boss died? The boss died, so they should just go away.
yeah, the benefits of the charge definitely a little less impressive than I was hoping. And it's weird that like the first enemies we run into who are like good at standing stalwart are skeletons.
ready for more?
You know, the charge was better at knocking down the bears.
Who's ready for more?
Hey Kai, ask them if they're ready for more. That'll really boil their bones. That'll really grind their gears. Yeah, I was a little surprised that there was a second wave that spawned when the boss died. That's odd timing.
That reminded me of the thing that you've done, I want to say once or twice, where you say something you think is funny, and then you say it again.
No. You don't do that with something you think is funny. You do that with something you think isn't funny. You have to say something that's like pretty whack. Definitely intentionally whack, and then when you say it, people no sell, right? People just don't react, and then you push them to react by continuing to say it and pointing it out until they tell you did a good job, even though you didn't do a good. That's the joke, is that you did not, in fact, do a good job.
Oh, okay.
The problem with you is that your sense of comedy is so uniquely developed.
Yeah,
That you,
yeah. Is that what we're using for
that's
it?
how we're going. You kind of can't tell the difference.
I mean, you do the same quality of job, regardless if I laugh or not. I just assume that you're funnier than that. When I'm not laughing, it's because you also are being funny.
Okay. We have too much garbage. I mean, it's true. There's just like a lot of stuff in our inventory. Don't need a great axe. Don't need a great sword. Not when we have a great hammer.
It is a pretty great hammer.
Right? I think it's tops. This hammer is daddy tops. All right, that's probably good. Isn't that what people mean when they say that?
Yeah.
When they say that things are tops, they're talking about the soft antagonist of the first Land Before Time movie. Because let's be honest, Sharptooth or whatever his name is bad. But in the end, it's the racism that's going to kill us all.
Yeah.
Plus, I don't like how long it takes Daddy Tops to say words. Not only is he racist, but he's racist very slowly. Can I pull myself up off these? No, it looks like we'll have to do the jump over. I got distracted, looting.
Yeah.
Whee! Sort of a menacing, lifeless gasp, either emanating from that area or going on in the background music or something. That's normal. The stonework here is cracking and emitting purpleness. Have we been down here?
Something's not right here. Take a look around.
Thanks, Kai. It was the purpleness that set him off. He noticed it too. Well, this is definitely like a whole situation. Hi, recently alive corpses. And Kita's journal. New orders came down from Darren today. Were to be sent to the Living Lands. The Diplomatic Corps has established an embassy in the port city of Paradise, and they will need support cataloging the unusual ruins there. No doubt it will take months, perhaps a year or two at the very least. I had promised Rodwin I'd be in High Crown to celebrate Inestu with him and the children, especially since it'll be Miri's coming of age, but how often are you given the opportunity to lay the foundation of study for a previously undiscovered ancient culture? I'm sure he'll understand. And Miri, well, I think my daughter will be glad I'm gone. And it's not like the gods are making new continents. The world is getting smaller every day. So that was 3 Priaton. This is the 17th of... Oh, so many diacritical marks. It always seems as though the moment I finally get my sea legs, we're pulling into harbor. And a charming harbor it is, despite what Darren told me, and not nearly so dangerous as the clerks at High Crown warned. I swear on the Queen, half my countrymen resent any city that isn't the Emperor's, purely on principle. There was a letter waiting for me when I arrived at the embassy. I suppose Rudwin sent it before I left. The cowards filed for dissolution of our marriage, but he couldn't muster the stones to tell me to my face. I'll let him assume it never arrived, for I certainly won't dignify it with a reply.
That's a healthy relationship.
This whole episode has given me a blinding headache, a horrible pinching sensation right behind the eyes. And then this is 4 days later. We've had a few days to settle into life at the embassy while the powers that be argue about how to best make use of us. While I was resting, the ambassador's clerk took the scouts to some dreadful little swill house in a rough part of town. Naturally, a couple of the younger lads poisoned themselves with alcohol. The mother in me wants to be furious, but I can hardly muster the energy. As long as Ulfric's voiding his stomach in the canals and instead of the bunkhouse, it's not my business, after all. I think I'll take the team to Fort Northreach, see if we can't help their archivist identify the purpose of the godless ruins there. First Tariverno, 2831. Oh, blessed New Year. The team acquitted themselves well at the fort. With Kidman's help, I was able to get down into the basement of the ruins there and take a good look at the construction. Naturally, I left the notes I took at the fort. I feel like I can hardly even think these days. But I believe I remember enough of what I learned to write a satisfactory report for the ambassador. Could those ruins have been the site of a fertility temple? I mean, goodness, look at the shape of their buildings. You know, if you know what she means, if you know what she's... Nudge, nudge. Yeah. Shape of their buildings, you know?
Yeah.
They look like dicks. That's my point.
Oh.
The Steel Garrote Inquisitor, attached to the embassy, has uncovered rumor of a holy relic in a cave here in Dawnshore, and she suggested we might want to investigate. I know I should be eager to get down there to explore, but I've hardly been able to get out of my bedroll since we returned to Paradise. Oh, I'll bet there's a curse tablet with my name on it that Rodwin's installed at the Temple of Skane back in High Crown. Nothing else could explain the hideous nightmares I've been having. Mushrooms erupting from my skin, my eyes replaced by quivering stalks, Miri turning into a tree, Redwind splitting in half and opening like a flower. No matter what drug I take or to which god I pray, they refuse to go away. 6th of Primas. This is more than a month later. I collapsed while we were gearing up at the market, and none of the merchants would help me off the ground. One of them muttered something about a soul plague and ran off to tell his mates. I tried to tell the man I wasn't sick, just going through a divorce, but I couldn't speak. It was like my tongue had turned to mud. The Inquisitor pulled me aside when the boys got me back to the embassy. She was able to press the locals for more about the relic. Apparently, it was taken from Eothas' Titan skeleton, the very one I made my reputation discovering, and it's well known for its ability to heal anyone who holds it. Well, I cannot delay any longer. I must find it.
Well, we found the expedition.
Yes, thank you, Kai.
Looks like they've only been dead a few hours. But how did they get in here? They can't have come the same way we did. We swam here. What's stranger is there's not a scratch on them. No sign of what killed them. It's like every member of the expedition team just collapsed.
You know, I've seen something like this before in the creation of animats.
I've heard of those, but I've never seen one. They're suits of armor brought to life by bound souls, right? The Oracle couldn't have put the expedition's souls in the statue of Eothas, right?
Crack knuckles, let's go ask him. Well, could the Oracle's plan have something to do with Eothas' vanishing at Ukaizo?
There's still a lot of debate over what even happened at Ukaizo. Perhaps the Oracle knows the truth, or perhaps he's just as lost as we are. Eothas is a dangerous god associated with Eora's bloodiest wars, and he recently killed thousands of people in Deadfire. Now we have a piece of him, and we're about to face a maniac who wants it desperately. Tread carefully.
Maniac's a strong word. I am expecting the tenor of this conversation to be somewhat different from the previous one. I'll say that, but Maniac still feels strong. On the Binding of Souls. Or not strong. I don't want to say Maniac is too much. I mean to say Maniac is too energetic, I guess. The margins of this text are scribbled with notes and references. The ink-stained pages appear to have seen much use in earlier times. The removal and transference of souls is a practice both ancient and sophisticated. There is evidence that the Engwithans were particularly adept at this, yet few details have survived them. Someone scrawled Annals of the Pargrunen, pages 382-6, below this paragraph. What is known is that the removal of a soul is a difficult process, and one that requires an expert hand and precise tools for any chance of success. Early attempts on a test pool of 138 goats left most of the subjects with maimed or fractured souls. In all but 2 of the 11 instances where the soul was successfully removed, the essence dissipated before scholars could capture it. That is not nurture. The words transfer to holding vessel are written and underlined in the margin. The process requires conductive materials, copper and adra specifically. Immersion in water is important to ensure that the soul is drawn in a steady and uniform manner, with no distortions or breakages. A warped soul is, at best, useless, and at worst, unpredictable. An arrow points from this paragraph to a scrunched note. Extraction pool in CR, 18 feet wide by 3 feet deep. We have since mastered the process of soul transference, and have seen the benefits of infusing forged work with the essence of animals in Wilder. What remains to be seen is whether we might see greater gains from using the souls of Kith, where we could procure the appropriate subjects, and how much personality and autonomy we would want to leave intact in such cases. A string of notes winds around and below this paragraph, beginning with criminals, prisoners of wars, volunteers, and ending with Forge Guardians in block letters. The notes are crossed out, and below them is written, "But what of the divine soul?" Indeed. Okay. Not allowed to crawl into the oven. Probably for the best. Also, I probably should not have, wanted to. A pistol and some gemstones. Who among us doesn't have a little chest in their basement full of pistols and gemstones? 6 of them, huh?
Hmm.
Well, we certainly did not discover this before. I mean, none of this stuff's going to do anything. This machine is, for sure, not hooked up in any meaningful way.
Why has he come here? Why does he build the idol in this place?
It's a fair question. It does strike me that there's some climbing around to do. And you know how I feel about that. Okay, that just gets us back outside where we came from. Actually, this is all just where we came from.
Even the flood could not stop him. Fealty or sickness?
I don't know what this guy's capable of, but I've got your back.
Alright, I mean, confronting him is optional according to the objectives. But But like we're gonna, right?
We're gonna, yeah.
There you are.
Indeed.
I worried for you when the earth shook.
Lies like wasps.
Do you always have that flaming sword? Is that new? It's nice.
You have been gone some time. Do you carry the splinter of Aethys?
You know, I found the bodies of the expedition team in your workshop. Did you have any idea what happened there?
Ah, I did not expect you to be so thorough in your explorations. Nevertheless, I am impressed. As to whether I killed them, well, that is a matter of semantics. Does death occur the moment the heart ceases beating, or when the soul is broken upon the wheel? In one sense, then they are quite dead. In another, they remain very much alive. In either case, they have entered a state of change, and the impetus was mine.
He's got a real like what's his name? The Moonanite sort of delivery. Their souls have become mine through way of my actions. Well, listen, push his glasses up nose. A soul on the wheel is broken into its constituent parts. The person the soul once constituted is gone.
If one were to take your narrow-minded view, and the expedition had encountered the wheel, then yes, they would be dead. But their souls are not bound for the wheel. You see, I have given them the opportunity to be part of something larger than themselves. Their essence is held safe within my devices, and with your help, I shall give them a new commission. To prosecute the redemption of a god.
So how do you expect to redeem Aethys here?
Do you carry the relic I asked you to collect?
I don't like this thing where he's not answering that. That seems like a real pertinent question. So I think it seems to me like even he doesn't really think the thing he's doing is going to come off well. I mean, what do you think?
Yeah.
Do we...
Let's admit to carrying it. We're not going to give it to him.
Yeah, and I think he's going to... When we refuse to give it to him, I think he's going to attack us.
Excellent. The relic you have retrieved was stolen from Aethys' body. He is bound to it, or it to him. And before the events at Ukaizo, he would speak to me through it. He speaks to me no longer, but I believe he resonates with the splinter yet, as I do. If I am correct, when it is placed in the statue, the magnifying power of the Ardra will draw him into it, and he will be trapped. Locked into the reliquary with a chorus of furious souls acting as his conscience. He will finally begin the work of making right all the wrong he has done. All that is left is for you to place the splinter into the statue's chest. Will you do it?
That's... Huh. I mean, that's crazy. But it's an interesting kind of crazy. I mean, I sort of want to do it.
You want to see him cook?
Well, I just like... I'm real curious, and I think this is a character thing. I think our character would be so curious what would happen. Like, this is undocumented. We are deep in crazy magic territory here. Kai, what do you think about all this, Kai?
Look, I'm all for second chances, but restoring the god who started the Saints' War and left a trail of corpses and dead fire? Even I can see that's a bad idea. And I can't imagine a worse fate than spending an eternity as one of those poor souls duck with him. I've heard I can change him before.
That's a good point. It is pretty fucked up. It is a pretty fucked up thing to do to the souls. So, what will happen to you if your god abandons his domain in the beyond?
I cannot say. But when I return to the wheel, I pray I do not see Aethys there, for it will mean that I have failed. You see, my sister, you must understand. I am willing to endure a life of greatest loneliness, so that he may repent.
It's a fascinating idea, like building your god a conscience and then trying to chain him so that he has the opportunity to repent. I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like this in all of the magical religious crazies of all of the various fantasy worlds that I have seen.
Yeah.
I can't. So, like, here's the thing. If we put the relic in the statue, there's a good chance it just immediately kills him, right? And that's poetry. There's a good chance, I suppose, that nothing happens. But if something happens, I think the statue's going to kill him, probably. And that's funny. The problem is what happens to everybody else involved.
Yeah.
So you're thinking no. You're still leaning no?
I mean, can I tell you what I'm actually thinking?
Yeah.
Is we make a save and we fork it, because I don't want to be responsible for doing this, but I do kind of want to see what would happen.
Yeah, we're gonna do it.
Thank you. Once you have placed the splinter into the statue, power my devices just over there. Together, we will observe the results.
We certainly will. I am so curious. I am going to save the game, but I'm not going to save the game so that we can take back our decision. Like cowards. I'm going to save the game because I think there's a significantly non-zero chance that this kills us. Huh. It's got an awful lot of liquor up here. Yeah, it's kind of a lot of liquor. Oh, no, not that. Smashy. Free electric lily seed. Okay. Obviously, we're gonna do the thing, but first, climbing around on shit. So okay, those are like batteries. He's got a bunch of them plugged in down here. Reminder: source fresh lumber. Neil only seems to be able to source rotten lumber, and the contemptible stuff cannot withstand the damp of the cavern. I must find someone who can fell and hew fresh trees, or my fragile generators will be at the mercy of the Zoreps. The little bastards are remarkably curious.
Leave those be. They protect my devices.
I see. We're just having a little look around. We'll get back to the mission and the thing we're doing in just a moment here. Huh. Doesn't look like there's... Why would this room even exist? Ugh. Lots of cool electronics. You can really get up here. guess this is where he sleeps?
He likes to climb too.
A History of the Living Lands Part 2, Lacuna. What are we to make of the absence of the Engwithans from the Living Lands? I think often of the hundreds of years I spent in the Eastern Reach. In all my time there, never once were the ruins of Engwith out of my sight. A trio of their standing stones loomed from the peak of a nearby hill through my bedroom window, and the long shadows of their machines fell every day over my church. The roads we trod were their roads, and the walls that divided up our land were their walls. Their temples became our markets, our fields were littered with their tools. No mountain, nor river, nor forest could stop their building, and with their technology they mastered the world. The Engwithans laid the foundation of Eora. We, the living, are merely the skin atop their bones. That's cool. That's a cool way of putting that. Alright, I guess the safest way down is going to be like... Ooh.
Reverse climbing.
The safest way down. I found it. Oh, that is a lootable plant, and it's one I've already looted. Alright, let's go put the thing in the thing. Sorry, I got distracted. There was purples.
I've never known that
There was
to happen.
purples to be had. Somebody's got to get all these purples. Do we read this? No. 2828 Priestu. He is gone, but he is still with me. What form should a reliquary take that is fit to hold the splinter? Were I in High Crown still, I would petition the church for ivory, gems, and gold, for this remnant of his holy body is worth all the wealth of the Empire and more. Being, as I am, sequestered here, I will make do instead with the wealth of the land. Granite from the tallest peaks, clay from the fertile riverbeds, and trunks from the most aged trees. I must work without ceasing until it is done. The memory of my lord cannot endure delay. 2828 Terestu. He is beginning to take shape. I thought at first a sanctuary would be appropriate, a temple within this temple of the godless. But when I prayed over my plans for the building's construction, I received a vision of Aethys' Titan as it had existed in its time. A body of strange flesh and bone, hundreds of feet tall, astride the land with the Pantheon at his side, facing down the forces of chaos like 11 colossal ships of the line. What crisis manifested them and inspired them to act? I know not, but I shall remake him as he was, in my own fashion. 2829 Magiverno. He is complete. But the statue I have made is inert, lifeless, dull. The work of my hands does not dignify the splinter. There is something deficient in it, and in me. I must destroy it and begin again. 2829 Imprima. He is made anew. His effigy is formed from granite, clay, and wood still, but they shelter now a precious Adra core. It glimmers even in the low light of this cavern's ceaseless evenings. He brings the dawn to this penumbral place, as the light of his attention once brought to my soul. In the Empire they celebrate spring dawn today, or they would have prior to the Saints' War. I wonder, what of him remains in the beyond after his dissolution at Ukaizo? I long to be with him again. 2829 Prima. What if I did not have to wonder? Alright, yeah, what if you did not have to wonder indeed? Place.
There we are. Now, fill the statue with essence. Do me the honor of pulling the lever, just there. And my lord will return to face justice.
I'm gonna, just
Careful,
unveil
please.
his machines, just in case, we need to take some actions to stop the thing that we've put in place here. This lever travels me to Dawnshore? Oh, I think I pulled a lever that was marked because our quest marking right now is to go fucking back to the city.
All right.
I was following the thing.
Mhm.
Or maybe it's because this thing is going to rip its way out of the mountain and there's not going to be any cave area left anymore. Nope, it's because of the one I... Kai, come on. Yeah, we got to go back to the time. I had a little geographical brain fart there. That's on me. It shouldn't just all be levers. Who builds a big lever to turn their god back on? Unless you're going to get some Frankenstein style lightning storms, what are those, like, complete the circuit type levers? That's the drama lever. What you doing over there? Are you sure you don't want to do it? He seems like he wants to. Okay, I mean, I'll do it.
Any moment. Oh. My god, Aethys. Are you there? No! It's not working! Something is wrong. My lord Aethys has not returned.
Yeah, I noticed.
Something is missing from my design. Something I did not account for. It must be the chime. Without its ringing, he cannot hear the statue's call. My sister, will you join my holy work and lend your chime to the cause?
My chime? My chime. What does that mean exactly?
I wish to remove your soul from your body, and through the power of animancy, place it in my statue.
That's what I
where
thought.
it will bask for all eternity in the obliterating light of my lord.
Okay, obliterate my soul. Right. How about you take Kai's soul?
No,
It's greasier. So I said our character was not really someone who was like very into intrigue and guile and whatnot, but it is kind of funny to convince him that only his soul has the Aothis stuff enough to.
Yeah,
I mean,
I like that. I like that a lot.
It's also mean.
How many people? He has done more mean stuff.
I'm not saying he's not mean. You're right that there's a good chance. I think maybe we can talk him out of it. But there's a good chance that even if this doesn't work out, he is going to go on trying to make his god out of people's souls. Just going to sort of quietly mass ad spree murdering. You know what? The chime of an unknown godlike wouldn't interest Eothas. I think it has to be you.
No. That would not be appropriate. He does not want me.
That's
He
convenient.
has made that clear.
Oh, hold on now. Okay, but Eothas didn't keep me alive for 600 years. He chose you.
I am afraid. I have been a coward. What if I meet him and he refuses me? You are right. I am what is missing from my work, but I couldn't see it. It must be me. Before I leave you, I would ask you to tell me something. What do you believe we are to our gods?
Yeah, it's a good question. Because we don't really have a relationship, right?
Yeah.
I don't think we want to say 4 here, because I think that's going to help push him out of doing the thing. I think my feeling is 5.
Okay.
But I do think that, like, 1, 2, and 3 are all more powerful as like ways of compelling him to do this thing. I think he's signed on already though. I'm gonna say 5. Well, I won't know until I've met my god.
I pray you have the chance. Goodbye, my friend.
Yeah, do you want me to hold that sword?
Walk always in the light.
Because I don't think you're gonna need it, is the thing, and it does look very magical.
If thine heart be black, if thine intention be impure, thy life is forfeit. For he hath seen, he can see, he will see. Nothing is hidden from his glory. His light touches every corner of the world. Nothing is hidden from his sight, nor shall it be from mine. Hurry now, sister. Do it now, while my nerves hold.
Do what now?
Do you want to change your quest log so it tells you what to do?
I mean, it says the button at the thing. These are all workstations. Okay, so there's power running to that one. Seems like it should be this, right? Because this is the thing that's connected to the battery that's connected to that.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe up here? Ah! Kai?
Get out of the
Do
way.
you want to not stand? All right, well, you're just going to learn something today. Kai, you are in the circle.
Local soul is in the machinery now. Got to pull the lever to siphon it into the statue.
Yeah, and we'll do that. I'm going to do that. Just real quick here. Hell yeah! Magic fucking sword. Unique weapons are highly coveted. Each has its own story. Enhanced with a whatever. Yep, Explore the Living Lands. Complete side quest to find the unique weapons that suit your playstyle. Yeah, we'll do stuff. Whatever. I know how it works. Thank you for the thing. Yeah, so... Pulled the lever. Is it that lever, or is it the lever? So we zapped him up with a button that's on this machine. I mean, there is the one big lever that we've already pulled.
Yeah, let's try that one again.
Well, now that's a shame.
Nothing, huh? Well, on the bright side, at least the Oracle's not around to see this.
Damn, poor bastard sacrificed himself for nothing. You know, Aethys was never going to return, but Sargamas couldn't see that.
It's hard to believe Aethys is really gone. What do you think, Envoy? Can a god really die?
Well, Aethys' essence may be dispersed, but I don't think it's gone.
That sounds like a question for a priest. Well, with the Oracle dead, I guess we should get going.
Nod thoughtfully.
Right behind you, Envoy.
Okay. While we're here...
Hear us. Follow us. We would speak to you.
Oh, all right.
While we're here, I just was thinking...
Thoughtless.
He does have all this extra electrical shit around. Like, what if I turn it on? He seemed to be pretty against the idea when he was alive, but now he's been obliterated by the light of a soul or whatever, so I'm gonna do it. What if this is what his thing needed? Was for me to just like juice up the capacitors or whatever?
He's just as bad at electrical work.
Destroy for destruction's sake.
Yeah, I've been known to.
Okay, so the voice is trying to warn you about this.
The voice is telling me that I'm totally rad and chill and cool. I mean, I didn't destroy anything. It's just electrical now. It's much more electrical than it was before. And for machines, that's good, right? I think if anything, I've repaired it. All right, the voice wants to talk to me. Is this how we do that?
It wakes. A host. Form given life. One day when we are free, we could return here, dwell in this body, feel the earth again. But it is a sprout. Fragile. It must sleep here undisturbed. A secret you could keep. Tell us, will you give us this gift?
And also, please stop electrocuting it. Well, I mean, if I let you have it, what will you do with it?
We are not sure. Could we touch the world? Walk in the ocean? Sift our fingers through sand?
Well, how would you claim it?
A shard of Adra tethers it to us. Yet it is weak. A quagmire of essence occludes its veins. If we had time to tend it, perhaps we could find a way.
Okay, so the crazy voice that we don't know what it is like, hey, could you give me that kaiju? So far, we have decided that we are on the side of the voice.
Yeah.
But we also decided, hey, what about this sick kaiju was a good enough reason to eliminate, not just eliminate, totally annihilate Sargamas. So, are we comfortable with this entity that we don't even know what it is having a cool statue body? I mean...
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll say this. It has a lot of power already, right? It's definitely able to give us connection to some sort of deep reservoirs of magic, and if it doesn't get this body, it probably could end up with some kind of body eventually. I don't know that I'm necessarily like protecting anyone from anything by saying no. Yeah, all right.
Do you want to try option 2?
I kind of wanna like, if we're gonna be on side, let's be on side enthusiastically.
Okay. Then let's do option 1.
All right, I will stop destroying the statue.
A vessel to hold us. We will remember this. The Adra strains. It aches, a choking barricade of souls. Essence like mud, we cannot swim here. It must be flushed out. Free this obstruction, then when our prison bars fall, we will see.
They want us to vacuum all the souls out.
Back with us?
I mean, I can do that. It's basically just like disincorporated soul energy, right? Like, are we annihilating? Because like the idea was it was already kind of annihilated. I think. I don't know. I'm gonna pull the lever because it asked me to pull the lever, and I'm not gonna think about the implications thereof.
New earth to till, new flower. We rest now. We must consider this.
Well, let's hope that wasn't a horrifically stupid thing to do. We are very, very close to leveling up. We've been right on the cusp of a level for some time here. All right, what does this sword do exactly? So for comparison, our hammer does... I can't get tooltips for it right now for some reason. That's weird, but we should be able to, right?
It's a common grade hammer, though.
In any case, yeah, but you should get tooltips from mousing over like this.
Oh, you should, yeah.
So
74.
with 2 upgrades, same as are on the sword now. 74 physical damage, 27 stun. Yes, you can see the comparison values there, I guess. The obviously this is a one-handed weapon. 3% critical hit chance. Killing an enemy restores 3% of your max HP. Hits deal 10% bonus fire damage. So it's like it's a fast attack. I don't know. It's cool. It's shiny, but I don't think it's the sort of thing that I would be interested in wielding full time. I like a big heavy weapon, as much as it sometimes does not work out in our favor, as we saw during that combat. The lavish extravagance of this blade belies its wicked lethality. It was crafted for an Eothasian paladin of the Order of Kind Wayfarers, as thanks by a blacksmith whose life was saved by the paladin. Rumor has it that never once did this paladin ever draw last light of day from its scabbard, settling every conflict through diplomacy. When they finally reached the end of their long life, they were buried along with the sword, which had yet to draw blood. How and when the weapon made its way then to Sargamis's hands is unknown, but from the notches on the blade, it had almost certainly seen use well before that happened. Interesting. We could break it down and get a whole bunch of Paradisant Ladder and some Adra from it. Honestly, given how hard it is to find Paradisant Ladder, I'm sort of inclined to think that's what its primary use to us might be.
Okay.
So are we well and truly done with this quest? Are there any more steps here? Find someone to tell what you just done. You did a lot of steps there. Okay, and we have other things going on. Yeah, and there's a treasure map. I don't remember about the treasure map, but that's worth remembering. In any case, back to Dawnshore.
Yeah.
We spent a while down there, Amabel, and
That was a neat little side quest.
yeah. I do feel bad that we basically got him to convert his soul into garbage and then we flushed it into the ocean.
I mean,
That's pretty
that guy was kind of banana pants.
Yeah. But who among us deserves such an outcome, regardless of the makeup of our pants? I ask you.
And to be clear, banana pants is not a comment on his mental health, because that shouldn't be stigmatized.
Guess his work on that statue didn't leave much time for renovations.
Kai,
Oh, snap,
shut up.
guy.
Shut up.
But he was banana. Okay, but banana pants, as far as just, he did kind of callously murderify people.
Oh yeah.
It's not great. It's okay when you do it, but.
Well, I mean, listen, I just kill people. Generally in self-defense is what I'm going to claim is happening. He was obliterating their souls. That's different. I put their souls back in the wheel or whatever. An incomplete lecture. How do I live if there is no consolation? When he left the world, I was emptied of divinity. I am a slave now to desire for it. I am unmoored from space and time. I am a body persisting until it is gone. Nothing. Is that what he wanted me to become? Well, I guess let's hope so. 'Cause that sure is what happened.
Never thought I'd be so relieved to see paradise.
Oh yeah, look at that. We found our way back around to the city and also to this bear. Hey, Amabel. It's been very dramatic out here. I think this is where we're going to call it for today. The music swells as we look out upon this bear that we're definitely going to beat the crap out of. That's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. When you return next time, bear ass. And then also back home to the city of Paradise and talking to people for a while. And we'll see you then.
A lot of bears lately in these series.